The Galaxy Council Hall shimmered with its usual spectacle of colors and light. The chamber, vast enough to contain a small moon, was filled with the voices of hundreds of species, each speaking in tones that blended into a soft, controlled hum. The session had been called to order after the incident on the frontier, and everyone expected the same pattern of speeches, resolutions, and negotiations. Yet this time the humans were different. For decades, Earth had been one of the Council's most active members. They had shared technology, traded freely, and even led rescue efforts for worlds in distress. Humanity had earned a reputation for adaptability and empathy, often settling disputes others found impossible. But that era had ended quietly, without the other members realizing it. Today, the signs of it would unfold. At the center of the hall stood the human delegation, their insignia gleaming with the blue of Earth's oceans. The lead delegate waited for the murmurs to settle. When silence came, it was absolute. Even the telepathic species restrained their chatter. Everyone sensed the tension. The delegate's voice was calm. Members of the Council, on behalf of the United Terran Confederation, I bring forth Earth's final statement. We are withdrawing from the Galactic Council effective immediately. The words hit like a meteor strike. For several heartbeats, no one spoke. Then the hall erupted. Holographic representations flickered as delegates leaned forward, shouted and transmitted signals across star systems. The council head, a tall crystalline being from the inner clusters, rose from its pedestal. You cannot mean this, human delegate. Such action will destabilize thousands of accords. The treaties you signed bind you to cooperation. This act is reckless. The human delegate remained still. We have upheld every treaty with honesty and precision, yet we have watched other members manipulate votes, exploit weaker worlds, and use diplomacy as a weapon. We built trust and you traded it for convenience. Earth will no longer stand in a circle of hypocrisy. The accusation struck deep. Some species lowered their gaze. Others bristled. You cannot isolate yourself, another representative protested. You are bound to interstellar commerce. You rely on our trade routes, our shipyards, our technologies. The delegate gave a faint smile. You misunderstand Earth. The holographic screen behind the humans flickered, showing a map of the known galaxy. Trade routes, alliances, and energy corridors glowed like veins. Slowly, those lines disconnected one by one. Then another layer appeared, unregistered routes, hidden colonies, and human-only sectors. The scale of it made the chamber shiver. While the council debated over protocol and votes, humanity had been expanding quietly. Hidden beneath the outer colonies were shipyards, industrial stations, and entire worlds built without alien assistance. The humans had learned the council's systems, studied their engines, and improved them in silence. We no longer need your shipyards, the delegate continued. We built our own. We no longer need your trade routes. We have our own corridors through the dark. We no longer seek your protection. We are our own guardians. A representative of the Krell species shouted, "This is a declaration of hostility." "It is not," the human replied. "It is a declaration of independence." The words spread across the chamber like a pulse. Even the air vibrated. The council head tried to restore order. Earth cannot simply walk away. The council exists for unity. Without shared governance, chaos will reign. The human looked around the hall. Perhaps it already has. That was the moment the hall fell silent again. Everyone sensed that something irreversible had occurred. The human delegation transmitted their final message, a single packet containing formal withdrawal notice, revoking all treaties and trade agreements. Then, in full view of the galaxy's leadership, they deactivated their diplomatic transponders. The lights of Earth's delegation faded from the Council's roster. Across the stars, confusion spread faster than light. Allied worlds found their human embassies closed. Cargo ships returning to human-held systems were denied docking rights. The galactic stock exchanges plunged as markets realized that human technology, resources, and transport fleets were suddenly beyond Council control. The panic deepened when reports came in from the Rim. Human patrol fleets had withdrawn from Council border zones, but left behind a network of automated defense satellites. Any vessel that approached without authorization was turned away. Entire sectors once open to all were now under Terran quarantine. The Council convened emergency sessions. Debates turned to shouting, alliances frayed, and rumors spiraled. The smaller races feared economic collapse. The larger powers feared something worse, that the humans had prepared for this moment long before anyone had noticed. In the following cycles, attempts were made to contact Earth through back channels. Messages went unanswered. Scouts sent toward human space reported being shadowed by silent warships with no visible markings. They described ships that moved faster than any known drive could explain, then vanished from scanners entirely. One scout ship transmitted a final message before contact was lost. They are not hiding. They are watching. The Council dismissed it as exaggeration, yet within days, communications across several human-adjacent sectors began to distort. Navigation buoys malfunctioned, star lanes flickered offline, and automated gates refused passage to non-Terran vessels. It was as if human space had folded inward, drawing a curtain around itself. Weeks passed before the first human transmission was received. It did not come through official channels but was broadcast on an open frequency, accessible to every species. The message was short, to the Galaxy Council. Earth has withdrawn because cooperation turned into exploitation. We offered peace, you offered politics. We extended hands and you weighed them in value. You feared our growth and called it aggression. You feared our unity and called it dominance. But know this, we have no interest in conquest. We seek only distance. We will watch. We will listen. We will remember. The signal ended with the old Earth insignia, a blue and green sphere turning slowly against the void. Reactions across the galaxy varied. Some species mourned the loss of a trusted ally. Others whispered that humanity was planning war. Traders complained of lost profit. Soldiers remembered the strength of human fleets during past conflicts and shuddered. Scientists feared the loss of human research, which had driven countless advances in energy and medicine. Then, the first real shock came. A series of energy readings appeared near the galactic core, bursts unlike anything recorded. The Council sent probes. What they found defied reason. Human vessels, hundreds of them, were constructing something enormous. Not a weapon, but a structure. It spanned light hours, a lattice of silver and dark alloy that glowed with faint blue light. The humans called it the Archway. Its purpose was unknown. When questioned, the few human channels that remained open gave the same answer. It is not for war. It is for preparation. The Council grew paranoid. Some members demanded sanctions, others called for diplomacy, but every attempt to approach was turned away by automated drones bearing a simple message. Do not interfere. Months passed, and the archway expanded until it resembled a ring surrounding a miniature sun. Energy signatures indicated it was tapping into dimensions beyond normal space. Rumors spread that the humans had found something beyond the galaxy and were building a path toward it. Then, just as abruptly as they had begun, the energy readings vanished. The archway dimmed, its surface cooling to darkness. No transmissions followed. Human space went silent once more. The Council sent a fleet to investigate. When it arrived, the archway was gone. Not destroyed, gone as if it had never been there. In its place was empty space and faint gravitational echoes, as though an entire structure had shifted elsewhere. Speculation consumed the Council. Some said the humans had created a portal and stepped through it. Others believed they had hidden themselves within another layer of reality. A few whispered that humanity had transcended physical form entirely, but the truth arrived in a different way. Across thousands of systems, automated human beacons activated. They transmitted identical coordinates and a message. Do not search for us. We have not left this galaxy. We have left your politics. When Council scouts followed the coordinates, they found human colonies thriving in places once thought uninhabitable. Neutron star orbits, dark nebulae, and the cold void between spiral arms. They were self-sufficient, silent, and unreachable. The technology sustaining them was beyond known science. The panic grew as the Council realized that trade routes, navigation systems, and energy networks built with human cooperation were subtly dependent on Terran algorithms. The moment Earth severed ties, entire systems began to misalign. Hyperlane calculations failed, power grids destabilized, and communication relays malfunctioned. Humanity had not sabotaged the galaxy. They had simply stopped maintaining it. The realization was devastating. The Council's stability had relied more on human expertise than anyone had admitted. Their engineers had improved nearly every system the galaxy used. Their scientists had quietly solved crises others did not understand. Their diplomats had kept ancient rivalries from reigniting. Without them, everything began to crack. In desperation, the council sent envoys bearing apologies and promises of reform. Each envoy was met with silence. Occasionally, an automated message would reply, "Earth, no."